welcome to Officers Adda 247. Welcome to this session, and in this session we are going to understand about the brief overview of the module C. In the previous lectures, we actually discussed what is a JIB and what are the different questions that related to your JIB. So that we actually covered, and now we covered the brief overview of the module A, module B, and now this is a day where we are going to understand the brief overview of the module C. In this session, we are going to understand what are the different chapters, what are the different topics that you have to read in the module C. Okay, so this is going to be very important session. So let's start, and we are just going to start the session with a motivational quote, like change begins at the end of your comfort zone. Like you are just watching this video at the 6:30 a.m. I every day I just repeat this line because this is a very correct time when you should just start, when you should just get up your preparation, because now your examination just 30 to 40 days just away, so just prepare yourself for better study, for better preparation. Okay, so let's start. Before to start, one update from our side that our target batch is started, so you can enroll in the target batch. In this target batch, I will be your AB faculty, and I will, I will just going to take the class from the 4th of April. But PPB and LRB class is started, so just get up your preparation, just start your preparation with this target batch. And the beautiful thing of these batches that you just do not need to worry what to study and from where you should start your preparation, because this examination is a moderate to difficult type. So you have to just understand the basic concepts, and after that you are able to do multiple questions based on that, and that would be very easy if you just understand the basic concepts related to that. So this batch is especially for the English medium aspirants. So just uh, just grab this opportunity, and you will find the maximum discount or big discount on this batch, or say whatever the JAIIB and CAIIB products that are available on the site on the Adda 247. And you only have to just write adda247.com JIB examination kit, and if you are just aiming for the CIB examination, you can also just visit that. Okay, where you only have to just apply the code that is Y422, and with this code you are just going to get a big discount. So this is also at very convenient price. So now let's start the session. And one more important update from our side, and this is the mega holy celebration where we are just offering you 80% off. Till now we are offered the 77% off in our JAB and CAP product, but now this is a mega holy celebration, and this is a limited time offer, and you just only use the code that is Y422 in any JAB and CAP product. Suppose that you just wanted to purchase, you just wanted to enroll in our live batches, if you are just wanted to enroll, like if you just want to purchase the mock test ebooks, so you are getting the 80% off. Okay, and this is a limited time offer. I think this is a very huge discount, and you should just enroll in our batches. That that would be the very beneficial for your upcoming examination. So I hope this is very understandable for everyone. Like you are just getting the 80% off, and this is a very big discount. Okay, so let's start now today's session. Okay, so let's start. So this is the module C, where you have to understand what are the different type of the chapters, what are the different type of the topics that you have to understand. Okay, so let's start with the module C. And module C is actually related to your the final account. Before module C, we actually understand what are the different topics that included in the module A, and what are the different topics that included in the module B. Okay, so like I explained, module A, that where you have to understand how you can solve, okay, you can easily solve the numericals. Okay, so we understand in the module A, and in the module B, that actually covers the basics of your accounting. And if you're starting your preparation, or say if you're starting a fresh preparation, so I would suggest you that start your preparation with the module B, because from module B you actually understand the basics of the accounting. Okay, after that, if we're talking about the module C, if you ask me module C, what are the level of the module C, so I would like to say that is it is just your moderate to difficult level. Okay, because there are various chapters that you have to understand through its basics, and after understanding the basic you are able to just do the questions based on that chapters. Okay, so like if I'm talking about the final account or module C, and you have to wonder that you will find a multiple conceptual questions from the module C. So that's why module C is important from the exam point of view. So in the module C, you have to understand what is a balance sheet equation and how we compute the balance sheet equation. So this chapter is quite simple to understand. After that, you are going to understand how we make the, or say how we prepare the final account. So in the in the preparation of the final account, you are going to understand how any business prepare the balance sheet, how any business organization prepare the profit and loss account. Okay, so that all you have to understand in the preparation of the final account. Another very important chapters in terms of the 2 marks questions, and I would like to again say that from the modules you are going to get a lot of questions that would be of the 2 marks. Okay, so that's why this module is considered as a moderate to difficult. Like you have to understand the basics, as well as you have to understand the lot of questions, lot of case study type questions you have to understand in the module C. So this module is a very important in terms of the examination. So in the ratio analysis, you have to understand the various ratios for comparison of the companies. Okay, after that, final account of the banking companies, like banking industry or say banking companies, how prepare the final account. Okay, after that, company account 1 and company account 2, where you have to understand how any business, how any company issues a share. Okay, so whatever the transactions that of the debit and credit, how any business, just how any company just maintain this, so that you have to understand in the company account, as well as in the company account too. If we are talking about, like you have to understand what are the legal requirement of the assets, liabilities. Okay, so that all thing you have to understand in the company account too. So in from the exam point of view, I would like to say that company account 1 is a very much important, because you will definitely get questions or question of the 2 marks for the issuance of the share, where you have to just choose the option for debit and credit entry. Okay, so after that, accounting in computerized environment, that you have to understand, and in this chapter you are going to understand what do we mean by the computerized, what do we mean by the bank operations, how this computerized environment helps in the banking industry. So that all you have to understand in this chapter. Okay, so now we are just going to understand what are the different topics that covered in every each and every chapter. Okay, so let's start with the balance sheet equation. So whenever we talk about the balance sheet equation, we actually understand the balance sheet equation is the assets that equal to liabilities plus capital. And the use of this balance sheet equation in the module B, in module C, you will find is it is very useful for you, like for solving the questions where the you have to calculate the sometimes the current assets with the help of the total assets, or say current liabilities with the help of the total liabilities. Okay, so in that type of the questions, actually you use the balance sheet equation. So this is the thing that you have to understand very precisely. So in this chapter, you have to understand what is balance sheet equation, how we compute it, the balance sheet equation. So this equation is a very much important, and this chapter is quite easy to understand. So you just do not need to worry about balance sheet equation. Okay. After that, another chapter, that is the preparation of the final account, and this chapter is pretty much important. Okay, in this you have to understand how any business, how any organization prepare the final account of its company. And if I'm talking about like how any business, how any company prepare its final account, and in the final account you have to understand how any company prepare the balance sheet, and how any company prepare the profit and loss account. Okay, and this is a quite important to understand why final account of the final account of any business company important. Final account, actually, if you're just talking about the final account, right? So final account actually gives an idea about the profitability and financial position of any business. So this is considered as the profitability profitability and financial position of the business. Okay, so that's why we actually prepare the final account. And one more important thing I would like to say, that balance sheet actually explained or say actually describe the financial position of any company. And profit and loss account, as its name implies, that it shows the profitability of any business or the company. So in the preparation of the final account, you're going to understand preparation and presentation of the financial statements, preparation of the profit and loss account as we discussed, and important items of the balance sheet. Okay, so this chapter is quite important from exam point of view, because from the chapter you are going to get like questions of like conceptual questions. Okay, so this chapter is also important. Now another chapter, that is ratio analysis. And in the ratio analysis, that is also very important, because in the chapter you are going to understand what is ratio analysis, what is the limitations of the ratio analysis, what are the different various ratios. Like in this chapter, okay, in the chapter you are going to understand how any investor examine company's performance over time. So in the ratio analysis, actually we compare line items data from a company's financial statement. So if you're talking about, like, this is a financial statement where the multiple data are given related to the financial statement of any business or company. So if we have to determine, that depends actually what ratio you have to determine. Suppose that you have to determine the current ratio, right? So for that you have to just know what are the current assets and what are the current liabilities of the companies in the financial statements are given. So that actually you can derive from the total assets and total liabilities, and with the help of the balance sheet equation you can determine the current assets and current liabilities as well. So we actually discuss these kind of the questions in the session, so that do not need to worry about that. But in the ratio analysis, why we just do ratio analysis, that actually important. We do the ratio analysis regarding to understand, or say regarding or say any investor, why use the ratio analysis, because that to know about profitability, liquidity, okay, solvency, efficiency of any business or company. So that's why analyst or say investor just use the ratio analysis for any business or companies. So in the chapter you are going to understand, like, what are the different ratios, meaning what are the classifications of the ratios, and how we use the accounting ratios, and the various ratios you have to understand in this. Like, if I say that gross profit ratio, okay, so gross profit ratio and net profit ratio, right? Okay, solvency ratio. So that are some ratios that are very important, and we just cover one by one. And another one, that is turnover ratio. So in this ratios, like, you will understand the various ratios, and you will get multiple questions based from the ratio analysis chapter. So the chapter is also very important. Okay. Now another chapter, that is final account of the banking companies, and in this chapter you are going to understand, like, how any banking companies prepare its final account. And here that you have to understand definition and functions of the bank, what are the significant features of the accounting system of the banks, what are the different type of the transactions, principal books of account, you are going to understand in this chapter. Okay, so basically that is all about the final account of the banking companies, and this chapter is quite simple to understand because you are also working in the bank. So in exam, you will get not too much questions related to this chapter. The chapter is just a theoretical part, and in the chapter you have to understand only basic things like definition and function of the bank, type of the transactions, and you actually aware of from all of the things that related to the chapter. Okay, another chapter, that is the trial balance. And in the module C, we have to understand what is the meaning and purposes of the trial balance, and what are the different types of the trial balance, what is suspense account, and how we rectify it, like how we make the debit and credit transactions in the suspense account. And this topic from this chapter is very important, because multiple times we actually see that definitely one question you will get from this suspense account and its rectification. After that, another topic, that is classification of the errors. This is also very important in terms of the examination. Like, errors is classified into different types of the categories, and you have to understand, you have to just memorize that all type of the errors. Okay, and you will get definitely theoretical questions from this section. After the rectification of the errors, and multiple times we actually see that 2 marks question definitely you will get from this rectification of the errors. In summary, if I say, if I just sum up that, you will definitely get minimum 10 to 15 marks questions from this single chapter. So you can understand how important this chapter is, like trial balance and rectification of the errors, and adjusting and closing entry. So this chapter is a very important to understand. Okay, so do not need to worry, we are here for you. So just you only have to understand what you have to read in accounting and finance subject. Okay, after that, another chapter, that is capital and revenue expenditure. And in this chapter, this is a theoretical chapter, and you get a theoretical type of the questions. And in the theoretical type of the questions, like how many marks you can get, like 4 to 5 marks questions you will get from this chapter, like capital and revenue expenditure. So this is a theoretical chapter, you can just cover the chapter in a single day. So that do not need to worry about that. So here you have to understand what is expenditure, what is the distinction between the capital and revenue expenditure, what is deferred revenue expenditure, and what we understand by the receipts. Okay, so that's all about this chapter. So the chapter is important, and this is only a 1 day chapter, so you just do not need to worry about that. And this is all about this capital and revenue expenditure. Another chapter that is most important, that is the most important from the exam point of view, because you will get conceptual questions from this company account. Okay, so where you have to understand all the basics, like how any company, how any business issues its shares. Okay, and how any business, any company maintain debit and credit transactions of its book of account, right? So this company account chapter is very important, and you will get like 5 to 6 marks question from this single chapter. And most importantly, you are just going to get 2 marks question from this single chapter, because the company account that is just based on the how any company issues shares. Okay, so that is definition and type of the companies you are going to understand here. You will get the theoretical question from that. After that, classes of the share capital. Okay, after that, issues, or say issuance of the shares, and that is the most important part of this chapter, because you are going to get the conceptual questions from this single topic, that is the issuance of the shares. So we have a short tricks to understand, so just do not need to worry how you can learn, because if you just read through the Macmillan book, you will just going to understand, and you will just going to confuse, like how because there are many pages for and there are many examples in the Macmillan book. So once you just understand the basic concepts, after that the examples, whatever the examples mentioned in the Macmillan book, that would be the cakewalk for you. So just do not need to worry, we are here for you. So in the issuance of the shares, like you have to understand how any business and how any company maintain the debit and credit transactions in its book of account, and that is most important thing. Okay, so suppose that and this chapter is a very easy if you just apply any time, like in the IPOs. Okay, whatever the listing in the stock market. So whenever we are just talking about the stocks, whenever we are just talking about the shares, like how any company issues the shares, and if the company demanding the whatever the face value of the share in the installment, so that all mentioned in this company account, like that are the application, allotment. Okay, first call, second call. So that all things you are just going to read in this chapter, and this is quite interesting to understand. I hope this would be quite interesting. So these are actually the installments for for the company, like company demanding this suppose that any share has a face value of the 10 rupees, and company is demanding in the installments, like in the application stays, in the allotment stays, in the first call, in the second call. So that's all understand as the installments. Okay, so that's quite easy once you understand the basic concepts, right? Now another chapter, that is understand as a company account too. So in the company account too, you have to understand what is the form of the balance sheet. Okay, what are the legal requirements of the assets, what is the legal requirement of the liabilities, what is the legal requirement of the profit and loss account. So this is a theoretical type of the chapter, so you just do not need to worry about that. This is also a one day chapters, whenever I just repeating that this is a theoretical type, that you have to understand, or you just need only one day to understand everything. So just do not need to worry about that. If I say that module C is a moderate to difficult, that doesn't mean that every chapter is considered as a moderate to difficult level. Okay, some chapters always capped, always capped in the module that is simple. But some chapters are very moderate to difficult level, like we discuss in the company account, where you have to understand how any business, how any company issues or shares. Okay, so that's all about the company account too. So there is nothing to understand, like there is nothing so much hard that you only have to read through the legal requirement of the asset, legal requirement of the liabilities, legal requirements of the profit and loss account. That's all about the company account too. Okay, so this is also important chapter. Another chapter, or say this is a last chapter of your module C, and this is also a theoretical chapter where you have to understand day-to-day operations, whatever you whatever you are doing in your banking industry, like so whatever the what is the purposes of the computerized accounting, what is the features of the computerized accounting, what are the different functions that performed by the computerized accounting software that available in the market, what are the different terms that used in the computerized accounting, and what are the advantages and disadvantages, that all you have to understand in this accounting in computerized environment. So this chapter, this chapter is also theoretical chapter. So you just because you have a also a practical knowledge related to this computerized environment, like you just do day-to-day banking operations in your banking, so that doesn't need to worry about that. So this is a these all are the topics you have to understand in the accounting and computerized environment, like what is the meaning of the computerized environment, what are the different features of the computerized accounting, and what are the different functions performed by the computerized accounting software that available in the market. And this topic, or say this topic, is a very important in terms of the examination, like you will get definitely one question from this single topic, that is functions performed by the computerized accounting software. Okay, and this is actually the experience, like we actually see, like if I say that we actually experience the previous year memory based questions, like whatever our colleagues have discussed, like so we have actually the datas, we have actually questions that usually come in the examination. That's why I'm just repeating that you will definitely get a question from this topic. Okay, I hope it is understandable for everyone. So this is not so much hard, that accounting and computerized environment, this is a theoretical chapter. Okay, so I hope this lecture is useful for everyone. And once again, I would like to say that our target batch is just started. So you just need to enroll in our batches. Okay. So I'm also just going to explain you how you can enroll in our batches. Let me just fix this. Okay. Let me just open the site. So the first thing that you have to just visit the adda247.com JIB exam kit, okay, where you will find multiple batches that actually running and that actually scheduled for your examination. And you will find multiple batches of the bilingual batches as well as the English medium batches. Okay, so you can also purchase, you can also enroll in the individual subject, like if you just enroll in the PPB, in the AFB, in the LRB. So you can also enroll in the you just have to just visit the view all, and after that you can just able to enroll in any individual batches. Okay, so if you just want to enroll in the target batch, suppose that, okay, So in the target batch, if you just enroll, like you will get a mock test, ebooks, as well as a live classes. Okay, and you know how you can enroll in this, like you have to just click the buy now section, and in the buy now section you have to apply the code, that is Y422, and you will get a big discount from this code. Okay, and now just think that flat 77% off you will get by applying the code, that is Y422. Okay, so this is how you can enroll in our target batches, as well as you can just apply this code in any JAIIB and CAIIB product, and you will get the big discount on that. Okay, so now I am winding up this session. I hope this session is useful for you, and we will meet on the tomorrow at the same time. Okay, and just we will meet on the tomorrow. So thanks for watching me here. And if you have not downloaded the Adda 247 application, just download and subscribe the Officers Adda 247 YouTube channel, so that you can get notifications of the live sessions, as well as the notifications of the important news that is related to your examination. Okay, so if you're liking our effort, liking our content, do not forget to hit the like button on this video, and share this video to your friends, so that maximum number of our colleagues can join with us. So thanks for watching me here. Thanks for joining me here. Now we will meet on the tomorrow at the same time.